Hi guys, JT here, and today I'll be bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Day of the Devs bundle of October 2022. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? This is the second part of the bundle. If you want to watch the first part, you can click on this link. If you want to know more about game deals, then feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps the channel out. So let's get into this. At number 8, we have GNOG. A tactile 3D puzzle game about exploring whimsical monster heads and the secret worlds inside them. You'll be poking, prodding, and pulling your way through various monster heads in this game. There aren't any dialogue nor tutorial text. In fact, you won't even be told of what to do, how things work in this game, nor what your objective is. You're simply given objects that look like lunchboxes and left to your own devices, pulling, prodding, and poking at things in this box until you get a response. Essentially, it is a game of wondrous discovery. Everything in this game will feed back to you with bleeps and blops to let you know that you're on the right track or not. Every lunchbox contains its own puzzles and themes. These puzzles range from feeding birds to doing brain transplants or even repairing a broken spaceship. The art style is really cute and will have you saying "aww" every time you open a new lunchbox. The music and tones also befit this cute game. When you succeed in solving a puzzle, there's sort of a celebration of tune and music before presenting you with more puzzles to solve. Each puzzle is designed with clear logic problem solving in mind. If you ever get stuck, just stand back and think about it and explore, because everything you need is in this same lunchbox. If you're looking for a short, cute, and beautifully made puzzle game, look no further than GNOG. At number 9, we have THOTH. A challenging twin-stick shooter. You can play this game alone or cooperatively with a friend. It is a simplistic and inventive idea. You play as a floating circle in a 2D space, shooting at colored shapes that are all wanting to murder you. Your objective is to reduce these shapes to just black. But when you do take the colors out of them, these enemy shapes become faster and more aggressively come at you. Levels get progressively harder, starting you out with simple round enemies that grow over time, but before long you'll be in a complicated situation that forces you to alternate between two different shooting circles to take out various floating shapes on chains while trying to avoid being caught by them. This is definitely a challenging game, but it is fair in its execution. Everything seems doable if you just keep at it. You definitely won't be playing this game for the visuals, but rather the action. You can definitely dial up the chaotic fun on multiplayer. So if you're looking for a simplistic, fast-paced, chaotic shooter, then give THOTH a try. At number 10, we have 140. A challenging minimalistic 2D platformer game with abstract colorful graphics. 140 is represented simply with bass music in the background. You control a square that can turn into a circle when it moves and a triangle when it is in the air. You can perform two actions with your square, circle, triangular protagonist, and that is to move and jump. You're to move and jump onto various platforms across the levels to reach the next level. The platforms could move according to the beat of the music in the background, so you have to time the movements of the platform according to the music. However, this is not always the case, as in some levels the background music is absent and the platforms will react to your movements like disappearing when you land on them. Either way will require you to get the timing right and react quickly on your screen. In a way, this is sort of a rhythm game, mixed in with some extras of its own, like in some levels you can change the orientation of gravity to help you navigate through the level. There are even static shapes in the environment that you have to avoid. Believe it or not, there are bosses in this game, and each boss will have to play the game very differently, from just navigating your way from left to right. As an example, there's a boss that will send smaller pieces of itself at you when you fire your laser beam at it, forcing you to avoid them, which turns into a bit like a bullet hell. Another boss requires you to avoid blocks as they fall on you. This game is only an hour long, so the change in pace from a platformer into these odd boss fights may come as a shock to your brain, as now you have to learn new sets of rules. If you really want to extend this game further, you could play it in reverse, so now you're going backwards. This game is really interesting and very minimalistic, and if you just want to try it out, you can give it a go in this bundle. At number 11, we have Broken Age. A family-friendly puzzle adventure game with some recognizable talent from, once again, Hollywood, like Elijah Wood and Jack Black. Broken Age is a coming-of-age story featuring Vela and Shay, who are teenagers in a strangely similar situation but in radically different worlds. You can freely switch between their stories to help them take control of their own lives and deal with the unexpected adventures that follow. Shay is a boy who is the only living being on his spaceship. His life has become monotonous and everything just seems boring to him, while Vela is only trying to survive as she has been chosen to be sacrificed to the monster, Mok Chothra, to save her village of sugar bunting. Gameplay-wise, this game will have you collect items by clicking on them and then finding out where you can use these items to progress the story. The puzzles in this game are smart, and they aren't a ton of hints, so you actually have to think about what you have on hand and what you can do in the game world, rather than just being told what to do and where to go like most games these days. Occasionally, your characters will mutter single sentences that are actually hints to puzzles or where to go. And when you do find out how to solve these puzzles, the aha moment is so satisfying. This game will also have you bounce between the two characters to solve a puzzle, which introduces even more thinking and puzzle solving into your brain. The look of this game is like a storybook, and it is gorgeous. The characters have that paper look to them, giving this game a great sense of style. The characters are also deeply amazing, each of them oozing with personality and stories of their own, playable or not. A lot of these characters are interesting, just because they aren't all humanoids. I mean, you get to talk to a talking knife and a talking tree, and they have a ton of personality in themselves. This game is great if you are wanting a good narrative story to play through and cracking your brain to solve puzzles. And number 12 we have Spacebase DF-9, a sandbox space simulation game where you try to set up a livable space for a colony in high orbit. The goal of the game is to create a livable environment capable of welcoming new colonists and surviving disasters that range from terrifying alien-style parasites to marauders with laser guns. This game will see you building infrastructures capable of supporting life, mining asteroids and refining them into usable material, a lab for your scientists to research new technology and cure viruses. You can even build a bar because why not? The new tech that you can research aren't great discoveries though, but serve more as upgrades to your existing infrastructures, like gaining better yield from the refinery rather than equipping your base with turrets. The goal is to get as many people into the colony as possible, the good ones, the ones who can actually help in growing your space station. However, there will be pirates who are trying to get in to thin out your numbers. The thing is that you can't really know if anybody docking in your station can be trusted or not. Some of them could just come in and kill all of your inhabitants and cause a disaster. And while you're still trying to recover from the pirates having 90% of your population murdered, the game decides to throw a meteor shower at you, at your weakest point, just to screw around with you. Talk about getting kicked when you're down. These disasters after disasters could really dampen your motivation to keep playing because it just seems very unbalanced. In addition, the UI isn't the greatest either. I mean, you can't even rotate your camera to allow you to select or see things from the angle that is hidden from you. Additionally, your colony has to be managed by clicking on individual persons, rather than having all of them on a spreadsheet that tells you if they're happy or not. An unhappy colonist could simply decide to go crazy and set fire to your base. In the middle of it all, you may have a parasite that you are trying to find a cure to, and space pirates to deal with. Really, this game is a lot about managing disasters rather than trying to build a colony, as you'll most likely hardly reach 20 inhabitants before seeing most of them dying of a parasite or getting killed by space pirates. This game is very frustrating with its limited UI capabilities, but if you are getting it in this bundle anyway, you might as well try it. I guess if you see this game as having a high difficulty curve instead of missing features, you might just enjoy this challenge. And that's all for the Day of the Devs bundle. There are plenty of older games in this bundle, which some of you may already own during your long tenure on Steam, so it may not be for everyone. However, if you don't, then this bundle is actually pretty good with some older but solid titles. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.